So, welcome back, guys. I hope you guys are ready for our next late night talk. And by the way, I hope you can see me and hear me because I'm kind of sitting on my window and I turned everything around. So we have a new view, you know. We got the sky, yes sir. It's kind of bright, you know. It's actually when I would, you know, do that, then you can see more of the sky, but then look that I'm so dark. So we have to choose, and I have to choose that I have to go more bright. Otherwise, yeah, you can't even see my face, and that wouldn't make sense. Okay, this is also not bright enough. Now I messed it up like this. Anyways, so welcome back. Nice day outside. Yeah, true. Look at the sky. It looks beautiful, even though now it looks bright, but when you see, it's actually kind of blue. Anyways, the birds are chirping, yeah. This is always where I look through, you know. We're watching the view from the window. That's your view when you study. Yeah, exactly, Falak. This is how I, you know, when I study. Okay, it's actually not. Yeah, under there is my PC, so I always look against my PC. But when I look away from the PC, then I can see it, you know. Welcome back to your own channel. Hey, Tintin is in the chat. Good to see you. Welcome. The view is so nice. Hey, thanks so much. Merci beaucoup. By the way, thank you so much for everybody, or shout outs for everybody who is in the chat, you know, Yomochi, Ruchi Kumari, Pascal Zoels. And I also can't be too loud today because, you know, I'm living in the student dorm and everybody could hear me speaking. Also, the chat is today on the phone because here's just not enough space. Anyways, not gonna lie, W with that view, I love studying 12 hours straight too. True, it's the view, you know. Whenever I'm gonna do a video why I can study so long, I'm gonna say it's the view, guys. Where's your long hair? Gun. It's, I don't know, is it not also kind of long? Anyways, so neighbors can join us. Hey, I have to regulate myself, not too loud. We are mini chat today. Yeah, true. The chat is also kind of small. It looks small. It's an optical illusion. It's exactly the same size, but it looks small. When I started, I was kind of like, anyways, any to them ways. Change the wig, I guess. I'm gonna do that. Okay, so to quickly start today, you know, as you can see in the title, we are in Germany today, yeah, where I live, you know, in my student dorm. And we have topics again. I saw that the last time we dealt with 3 topics, and I would say we always do it like this, 3 to 4 topics. And I wiped out all hit the like button, guys. I thank so much. Yeah, damn, I'm really struggling with my setup here. Wait, I have to, Anna, I can't pin that. Anyways, you can see the topics there, but I can also put the topics here. We have 10 topics today. The first topic is a step outside of the comfort zone, combined with a topic from that was in last stream, but it was not chosen, creating healthy habits. The second topic is how to say no. Third topic is running away from your feelings. That is a new one. Affirmations, also a new one. Self-love and relationships. Bullying and feeling lonely. Then the fear of being meaningless. Topic number 8 is being more sporty. And topic number 9, forgiving. And 10 is always the special that we're gonna discuss in any case, you know. So how are you feeling in Germany? Amazing. Amazing. You moved the table for us, like the stream. True that, like the stream, guys. And my final is tomorrow. I wish I could sit and listen to you. See you in the next episode. Hey, see you, Nora, and good luck with the final. So yeah, hope you enjoy or like the topics, and I'm gonna put them out of my face. You can see them in the chat. What topic? 32575. That's okay. Wait. Okay. Feel free to. By the way, before we start, this is only my opinion. I really only want to help. Like, if you have a different opinion, completely okay, you know, feel free to create your own opinion or maybe use mine as inspiration. But as I always say, this is just what helped me or what can help me and or what ideas I have to the topic. But it's not like my opinions are obviously not the golden truth, you know. Anyways, okay, feel free to write your topic wish in the chat, please, and with a number just. Roa with 6, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 7, 3, 6, 6, 3. Okay, I see a lot of 3 and 6s, 7 and 8 and 6 again. Okay, 1. Okay. Thanks so much. Okay, I would say 3, 3, 3, even more 3s, and 5, 5, 5. Okay, wait. Okay, 3 is actually also one of the newer ones. Then I would say we start with that. I have to also press here one button so we can start. Yeah, perfect. Perfecto. Would be so nice. By the way, if anybody of the mods have nothing to do, you could sit now down there to press the buttons. Would be amazing. Okay, anyways. So topic number 3, let's get started with that. Running away from your problems. Oh, by the way, the late night talks, I found it in Ghent very nice that it was 45 to 50 minutes. So it was really that it was more compact, I think. So we keep it like that, I would say. In this stream we try it out again with 45 to 50 minutes and not over an hour, I would say. Okay, buy me a ticket, I press the button. I'm not a mod, but I can. Yeah, we need, guys, for someone who is pressing the buttons, we need someone who is tiny, you know? So it can't be someone, if you're over 150, I'm sorry, you're out. Okay, 3 is nice, I agree. Okay, let's get started with number 3, is running away from feelings. And this was actually in my question round and on Instagram. And it also, other people wrote a similar topic in the question round. So I combined everything to like people running away from their problems. It was also like combined, other people are saying, okay, how can I accept my some stuff, my feelings and all. And you know, running away from stuff, I oftentimes have the feeling, let's get started by the way, I oftentimes have the feeling that, you know, running away doesn't bring me anywhere. Like it brings me far away, or it actually brings you somewhere, but it doesn't bring me somewhere where I want to be. But I think there are different feelings. For example, this feeling of being scared for your exam, then I would always say, because this was also a question on Instagram, hey, if there is something that you have the feeling, okay, I'm scared of this, I'm running away from it, that's maybe exactly the topic where you have to dive into. But there are also other feelings, like feelings from trauma or some stuff like this, where you also run away from. I think, and I think some of the people who wrote that meant this more, like not the feeling of being scared, because you know, okay, there's a reason why I'm scared. Maybe behind this being scared there's actually a bigger challenge that I have to do. But running away from like feelings that are like traumatic and all this stuff, I would tackle this in a different way. I would say for me both is important, to like that I not constantly run away from it, even though it's kind of hard, obviously. But I would tackle it in a different way. For example, with traumatic feelings, I would really look for, this is something that will not be fixed in like 10 days, or it's not nothing like an exam. Okay, I have to work through the anxiety and all the stuff so I can finish the exam and then the fear is gone. Now it's something that you really have to deal with a longer time, you know. It's not that you will fix it quick. So I would always say that with some stuff, professional help, talking a lot about this stuff, but running away is, from my experience, never the right thing, to be honest, you know. Is running from love, is this okay? Yeah, for example, this is also a different category, and I would say running from it is never like, if you okay, there's a different topic now, but if you have love in your life or some people are loving you and all this stuff, running away from this, I think a lot of people would admire it or would love to be in your position. And then I would say it's better to really see it and embrace it and all this stuff, you know. Stop spamming, please. Damn, I don't even see the spams. Luckily, I'm on my phone. Or maybe I'm in the wrong chat. No, I'm not. So sometimes running is easier than dealing with it. Yeah, it's oftentimes easier. This is what I meant with like the hard part. For example, when we talk about the feeling of I'm stressed because my exam and I'm running away from this, it would be the easiest maybe to just not go there and just stay in bed. But is the easy way always the best? I would say no. What if I run away from good feelings because I'm afraid I'm not ready to be happy yet? I'm still hurt and I don't know if I can let someone else come in my life again. Yeah, I can understand why you run there, but I think, it's for me, you can only, like those old feelings that exist there, you can only really overcome them if you go into something new or try at least something new, So I would say it's, if you're still hurt, but maybe this be a feeling of being hurt will never go away if you never try to, try something new, but the stress and anxiety of exam just me want to run away. Yeah, true, I can understand, but there's a reason, I think, why you're running, because your body is saying like, damn, this is so outside of my comfort zone, I don't want to do it. It's like other stuff in your life, you are running also away. Maybe I have to do you have to do more sports, but you're running away from it because it's so much easier to lay in bed. It's tough to accept feelings, even good ones like love. We can't always help it. We are all humans, we are about feelings, but accepting that it's hard, even though and nothing wrong with it. True. It's also like the whole accepting. This was also so many times in my question round, how to accept stuff. And this, like what I said, the feelings and all are like running away from stuff and accepting stuff is combined for me or connected. That there's not, from me, not a way of accepting stuff. You just have to accept it. Now you have to see that this is part of life and this is part of your persona, and then this can be easier for you to accept. Running away is procrastination for responsibilities. At the end of the day, we need to do them, but there's always stress in the background. I do sometimes. Yeah, true. It's really like some stuff, it's your responsibility to deal with it. Like you have an exam, you are someone who is grown, or you have to feed your family and all this stuff. Imagine you have to feed your family, then you can also not run away from that. But I also said this is different from, for example, traumatic stuff. This really takes time. I'm used to pretend I'm okay, but deep down I'm very scared. I feel like hiding these feelings, protect myself from judgment and stuff. Yeah. I think this is not even, obviously it's good to open up sometimes, but I really don't think if you're, if you open up all the time, this also maybe not help. Like, obviously if you completely create a persona that you are not, but I think how I know you, or I actually get the feeling that you are a strong persona and that this protects you. But sometimes I have the feeling that also stuff needs to get out, that it can't, if you hide something too long, I have the feeling then, it will burst in you, being quiet make you happy, like being quiet, like what if I stop telling the person who is important for me that I don't like her, this thing I like, it hurts of this thing, what? Aisha, Sidia, you have to reformulate, I have no clue what you're saying, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's an escape which is much needed. It's and I also say, like, sometimes it's also completely okay to run from it. You can't do your stuff. Like if you have some feelings in yourself that need to be fixed, it's also okay if you don't think every day, okay, I have to deal with that childhood trauma, or I have to deal with that trauma. It's also okay to just let it pass for 1 week or for a month even, Take your time, don't rush yourself too much. But I think the most important is that you tell yourself, okay, I have to deal with this, and don't procrastinate on it, It feels better to run sometimes, I think I don't see, like, only, I would say in most of the cases it feels better for me, to be honest. Like, But then at one point, this understanding, okay, I'm running actually at the moment from something, this makes me trip then. And then I'm like, okay, you need to tackle some stuff, you know. I'm running from things that triggers me. Still, I come here with a smile. Yeah, if you, like, for example, if you have like, okay, now I have to think maybe how it feels for you, because if some things are triggering you, maybe it's also good that you don't, like, if it's something you don't need in your life, like something is triggering your feelings like crazy, then it's maybe also good to avoid it, you know. Like, this is also something I learned when I was working for the lawyers. Small story time. We had some criminals there that had some very bad habits, you know, and there was for them really a way, like what we told them. Obviously they also had someone who studied psychology and talked with them, but also the psychology guy said, hey, you just have to really don't get into those trigger points, because otherwise you're gonna do bad stuff, you know what I mean? That's the thing. I would say that it's actually good to run from it, you know. Running away from love, past or present, or not discussing it to save time, but and still I have days when you can't sleep and think about it. Yeah, because I think when you run away from something, it will never, like, it's always in your bag. You can decide, okay, I'm constantly running from it, and then it will be always with me, because I think it will not go away. It will chase you down, and that the reason I think it's a long time better to turn around and tackle the problem, tackle the guy that is running behind, you know. Have you ever experienced a eraser of some traumatic memory, like an SKOA? What is a SKOA? I don't know what it is, Aditi, to be honest. Have a eraser, traumatic memory. I would say I have some stuff in my life. Yeah, I don't like this whole talking about like, okay, it's traumatic for me and that the reason it's like a big problem in my life. No, I don't have this, but I have some stuff what's really burnt into my brain, for example, you know, what's still there. And I know that it's, but it's nothing I talked about it so many times with myself. I really try to go on to that, you know. No matter how far I run away from my feelings, I always end up in the same place, and somehow it feels worse every time I realize it. That's the thing. Like this basic example, for example, you're running from an important test, you know? Yeah, procrastinate the whole day, and it will feel good in the moment when you procrastinate, but then you will fall asleep and think like, damn, the freaking test is coming. Next day is coming, you procrastinate again and feel you're still running, but it will only get worse, you know? So yeah. Like, what if I just be quiet about my problems? Like, I'm tired of getting judged. Like, people judge me this much, not I don't tell them anything, so that's okay. We talked about this in the last late night talk. Sometimes, that's the reason I make it quick, sometimes I think it's really important to see who you are telling your problems, because especially if you have the feeling you were judged in your past, then it's a sign of you maybe then not tell everybody, you know, or not tell too many people, you know. So I would be more selective of who I'm telling my stuff, you know. What would you do, or how would you handle when you really need to do your work in which your future depends on, but you're actually not in a good state of mind with a lot of pressure and depression? I think I have like different people who in my life who deal with this differently. I'm a person, I can't run away from my stuff, because it eats me in the night. I'm telling you guys that I can't sleep sometimes at night. This is eating my sleep, you know, like I can't sleep. I'm laying there until 5. So I have to tackle this stuff. But when, for example, I have also some friends, for example, who also what you talked about, depression and all, like they just took some time for themselves, like take some time maybe then to deal with this stuff, you know. And if what your future depends on, what you talked about, maybe you can put it a little bit back, you know. Take your time then, if it's a week, if it's a month, it's a year. So for example, one of my friends, she's going on a walk to Spain, where this big thing is, you know, where a lot of people, we say, pilgrim to it, and she takes 1 year for that, and it's completely okay. Her future, she completely quit what she did in the, you know, what she was doing, her work and all this stuff. It's completely okay if you have the financial possibilities for that, you know. But I think take your time with stuff. You have to learn to set your emotional boundaries and run away from what's making you feel bad, but also to confront it sometimes, to grow up. True. I kind of like a friend, but I really don't know if I should tell him. I'm scared of dating. I'm scared, what if it won't work out? What if we are not friends? Because I like his company, so I avoid him. This always depends so much on the situation, on like how much you have the feeling maybe he likes you too. Do you get sometimes the feeling, or is it just in your head? But I would, yeah, it would stick too much time in my head, and then I would always go to the person. But it's hard if it's a person you really like, or as a friend. Then I would also really watch out for the signs, if there are any signs from the other part, you know. Isn't it sometimes good to ignore those failure, regrets, and self-judgment feeling? It's easier to bury those emotions than to sit with discomfort they cause. True. But this is then for me, for like accepting. Accept that you failed in something, you know. Accept that this was shitty, and then say, okay, it's over. I can't change the past anymore. I really have to focus on the present. So I'm completely with you. That's true. Traumatic memories can be erased from your brain, like childhood or a certain experience. This is what Aditi meant. By the way, I'm so in the past in the chat because of my phone. I'm sorry, guys. That something has erased from my brain. Maybe. Maybe. But I couldn't know if it's erased, right? Childhood traumas that you cannot overcome or heal from, and those you avoid discussing them with yourself and run away. Yeah. With this stuff, I think if it's still bothering you and you have the feeling you're running away from it, and obviously you can never erase this stuff, and it will maybe always stick with yourself, and this is also then, it's okay or not, it's obviously not okay that this happened, but it's like, it's part of my life. I would tell myself this then, or I'm telling myself this. It's part of my life. I have to deal with this stuff, that I'm like this, you know, and it's not a problem that I'm like this. If you had something traumatic in your childhood, it's now part of your persona, and it's nothing bad that nobody can ever judge you for, you know. And for example, I know for a lot of for the people that I know had this, that really a therapy session can help them, like really going to therapy and talk about it, and this is maybe also part of accepting it, you know. Like, is this big amount of stress, or is it the low self-confidence and feeling like you won't make it? Oh no, your message is gone. Oh no, sorry. I don't find the message anymore. I hope, you know. How do you guys erase traumatic incidents from your brain? It's like suppressing emotion that lead to temporary memory loss of incidents. I've never experienced that, and I don't want to remove some. True. For me, it would be also not the thing that I want to erase it. I want to know the stuff. So for me, it's always so important to understand why I act in certain ways, and that's the reason it's so important for me to also not run away from my feelings, because I want to understand who I am, so that I can be a better human for others. But it's different, I would say, you know. I can relate to that. I have experienced being completely numb to everything. Nothing would encourage me to deal with that, and I often say I'm gonna deal this after some time, but it never happened. But I also know that please don't be too hard to yourself. For example, Aditi, I know, or a lot of people, we are, like most of the people here in the chat, I would say are young, you know, and it's completely okay if you ran it. Like, please don't judge you for the past, you know. You can only focus on the stuff you have right now. If you ran from your parents for the last 20 years, it's completely okay. You are 20 years old. It's young, you know. So yeah, what if I know I probably need therapy, but I can't afford it, and maybe I'm even scared of what I find, so I keep running from emotions, and the truth is I'm broken and fragile inside. To be honest, when you can't afford it, like for example, I would always look for, because I think this is a problem like you can't be the only person who can't afford therapy, and there are different ways. For example, here in my uni, I know that they have a free therapy for students. Where you can go to, even if it's like I think 10 appointments are for free, and maybe look for something like this. If it's not from a specialist, maybe there are some other people doing it. Maybe someone like what I'm doing here, you know. I also, it's not like 101, but I try to really listen to what the people are saying. Maybe this is also just in a different form available for you, that it's like not that it's not for the money, because I know that therapy itself is really expensive, and therefore I would look for stuff like this, you know. Maybe look for a different way that also gives you the therapy feeling, you know. And if you just don't want that, then I would still look for it. But yeah, then you can do it how, yeah, it's then only yourself or your really close friends. Please don't use them as therapy, but really then maybe tell them, hey, can we speak about this topic? This is the big thing in my life, you know, and I don't want to see someone professional. Understanding your own feelings, understanding yourself is always the hardest. I can understand nearly everyone, but myself I could not. And I think this is what I talked about in the loneliness video that I made like 1 year ago or longer even. I think it's for me so important to understand myself, so that then I can really be also like, I think a lot of people asking themselves, hey, why I'm not happy and all this stuff. Yeah, I think you also need to find out what makes you happy, and it can't be like, oh, I eat food that makes me happy, so I have to eat more food. Obviously this is also part of the happiness then, but it's really like understanding yourself, understanding why you are like this is so important. I don't even know what I'm feeling sometimes. I just have this heaviness that sits in my chest and refuses to leave. I laugh when I'm supposed to. I speak when people expect me to. But inside it's cried. I can kind of relate, Vanshika. Especially if you, like, not in every situation, but this heaviness that sits in your chest. I can relate to that. And for me, especially I had a while ago, or it's really a while ago, and then I was thinking, what is it? And then I was analyzing my life. What could it be, you know? What could it be? Maybe really, like, how much you said it, you can understand other people and all this stuff. Really look close on your, like, what is bothering you in your life? What is exactly the stuff, you know? And then try to identify what is going on, what is this heavy feeling. And then, for example, I can only talk from my perspective. I then put it outside of my life. I tackled that, you know. I had a dream that I've been assaulted by someone. I don't know who that person was, but just because he knew I like him, he did something I can't get off of my mind. Oh no. But also, if it was in your dream, I think sometimes dreams are really like, you try to compensate what happens in the day, but sometimes also please don't take this stuff too serious that it's going on in the dreams. I also have very weird dreams sometimes, and I really think luckily this is only a dream, and then let it be a dream, and let this guy turn off his radio. Hey, thanks so much. Okay, wait, I'm so in the past. Okay, eat good, that will fix everything, fix my whole life. It's sarcasm. But yeah, hey, sometimes I can only tell you this, if you're feeling really down, maybe it's sometimes you're also hungry, you know? Try that. Okay, we talked too long about this topic. We have to go for the next one. I hope that's okay. What I can only tell yourself, running away from my feelings is, from my opinion, not the answer to the problem, even though it feels sometimes nice. It's more about understanding your feelings and then also understanding yourself. And this I can only tell you, when you also accept your persona, that makes you more happy, from my perspective. But as always, feel free to have another one. Okay, we go for the next one. Feel free to write it in the chat, and also maybe after the stream, please tell me if this worked out with me reading the chat from the phone, and if I didn't skip too much, because it's just different to read it. Serena 10, the special question. Yeah, we're gonna do it 10. The special question is 100% in the end of the stream. It's the last question. 5, 2, 2, 6, 7. That's such an insensitive thing to say for someone who's looking for help, though not directed towards whoa, with chocolate, with eating. Oh man, I hope that okay. Otherwise, text me Yomochi what I said. Anyways, okay. 7722652. Yeah, now I'm kind of worried if I said something very bad, but I hope 7. Okay, everybody's doing 7. But Yomochi, can you say, what did I say? Now it's on my mind. 7. Okay, we're gonna do topic number 7, and yeah. Okay, thank you so much. No. Okay, no. Okay, Yomochi is saying something, not you. Okay, thank you so much. I was just confused. Fear of... Hey, thank you so much that you guys chose this topic. This is on the list since yesterday, and I was... not since the last late night talk, and I actually... For me, it's a very interesting topic. Oh, damn. Unluckily, we have a little bit more time left. Okay. Topic number 7, fear of meaningless. I wanted to ask you guys first, and I also wanted to talk about this in the painting and chatting, actually. I wanted to ask you guys, do you have this? Like, is this because I talked with a friend about this? I read the comment who was saying like, hey, do you have fear of meaninglessness? Can you write this in the late night talk? And then I was talking to a friend, and she, for example, said like, hey, I never thought about that. I never thought about like that I don't have a meaning in the world, you know? For free, I don't have that. Okay, actually, so I would say from my, like, I have that. Like, I sometimes think, damn, do you make a difference, or do your life has a meaning? And like, I'm not feared that my life doesn't have a meaning, but I'm especially feared of not reaching that, you know, like, my life has a meaning, and maybe I'm so what's the question? Yeah, the question is, do you have the fear of being meaningless, you know? And I live to fulfill others' expectations, other than I don't have a meaning to life. Yeah, this is okay. There we have completely, like, I have the expectations on my life that I have the feeling like, oh, it's so hard to explain. But imagine there's a higher power that gave my life a meaning, and I want to change that meaning. And the higher power is maybe even myself, you know? And I have sometimes the fear that I don't get that, you know? Like, I don't get that, or I don't reach that. For example, that potential is maybe a word, you know? Kiss and hug to the camera, make everybody feel good. Hey, Notivari, thank you so much for the 40. Merci. So, I think that's kind of a freeing to think that life is meaningless. No. Nah. Yeah, I get what you mean. That it doesn't make a big difference, or that it, in the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything, you know? But for some reason, yeah, this can cool me down sometimes, but otherwise I wouldn't do the stuff that I'm doing in my life, you know? If I had the feeling it makes no difference, I'm not running not running away, like running behind something, then I would be so sad, actually. My fear of meaningless was the beginning of discovering myself, lifestyle, personality. It gave me a great glow up that my old self, that I fear being meaningless, felt like a past life. Honestly, hey, that's nice. That this pushed you, right? If I read it right. What if you have been told that you are meaningless, that the fear has gone, and now you actually fear and accept that you are meaningless? Then I can only tell you the difference. From my perspective, also for the people who maybe say, no, I think you have a meaning while you're here. And even if the meaning is maybe to make that old grandma in the store smile when you smile at her, you know, if that is your meaning, or to fulfill your own destiny, you know, if this is your meaning. But I really believe that every life has a meaning, you know. I feel meaningless because there's nothing good in my life. Stress and anxiety. While watching people enjoy life, you feel like you don't matter. But why? Yeah, I can understand, or I don't want to like say, okay, that doesn't make any sense. Nah, but I then tell myself, why would that higher power I was speaking about, why would the higher power say, okay, this person has a meaning and you don't? Why would it be like that? Higher power is definitely not the meaning for me. True. It's, and what I said shouldn't sound like, hey, I want to please someone. That's not like, the higher power, what I told you, is really then my inner thing, you know, my inner happiness that I want to reach, or what I would love to reach. For me, life is meaningless, and I'm trying really hard to find purpose. The purpose also seems meaningless sometimes, like for what I'm doing all this. Yeah, I was only thinking, you know, when I look at the animals in this world, do they also think like, damn, what is my meaning in the world? Are they also discussing this? Is not maybe the meaning also a little bit that you exist and really try your best with the life? Yeah, I do. It's just a theory. It doesn't mean that I mean this. Just to maybe give you an answer to that question, you know? Yeah, I do have not being able to show ability, my true ability, not knowing my true potential and setting for less. Yeah, but it's yeah, you can only reaching really the outer limit out of your potential. It's like so utopian or dystopian at the same time. Oh damn, how I'm sitting here. I'm sorry that I lean so back into my chest and my chair. But I think, yeah, for some reason, to be honest, it motivates me sometimes. Obviously, a lot of times it also drags me down. Like I'm thinking, damn, you're not reaching what you should reach or what you could reach. But I really think sometimes, yeah, but there is something to reach. For example, basic example really, like this whole, even though my knee is now damaged again, doesn't matter, but even though, like when for example, I'm running, oh no, better like really with the skipping rope, where in the beginning I thought like, hey, 100 double skips is crazy, Pascal, that you do that in like 15 minutes. Then in 30 minutes, plus the push-ups and all the stuff that I also do. Anyways, 100 double skips is crazy, I thought. The next time I did 120. The next time I did 150. The next time I did 200. And sometimes this is really motivating myself because I see, damn, there is actually potential. You are not limited to this amount, you know? I know that I will not start flying out of nothing. There are limits, but I think it's nice to see that there are a little bit more that you can always do, and sometimes this is really motivating me, to be honest, you know. I totally disagree. It's actually more easier to think it's meaningful. Yeah, okay, then we have the same opinion, you know. You talked about a different opinion, comment, I guess, you know. I hope in the end of my life I got to know the meaning of life. Yeah, I hope that too. Life doesn't have a meaning itself unless we're giving it a meaning. Not my words, existential psychologist said it, and that is true. That is true. I think you can really choose your own path. And like with this path to go to your aim that is only meant for you, then, you know. I do, and I also have a big fear of passing and wasting time. True. This is really one of the things that the reason I found this topic so interesting for myself. This is really the stuff that made me suffer, I would say, in my life. With two other topics, and the most, I would say, that I really was, hey, I'm wasting my time and all this stuff. That's the reason I did the study with me, you know, that I was thinking, hey, you could also at the same time where you're studying, because I was thinking, hey, you have to study so much for this stuff, you know, for these studies. Then I was thinking you could do at the same time something as well, and that's the reason I actually started it, you know. I think most of the time I do not have a meaning in life. I want to find the meaning of my life, but I do not know what is the meaning of life. And I think it's completely okay to this is also what I also meant with the other thing, that you are still young. It's completely okay if you didn't found it yet. Hey, I would also say that I didn't found my meaning of life, you know, but I'm really searching for it. Or I have the feeling I get hints from the universe, and then I'm yeah, then I'm just trying harder into this direction to maybe see the big picture, you know. Have you ever drank blood? Mine was salty. Yeah, Tiwari, I did that as a kid, 100%, you know. People make meaning of their life. That's some I have it, some don't. Do you think so? I have the feeling that everybody could do a meaning out of their life. I make my day busy and do a lot of things to make myself more meaningful in the future, to be something big and helpful and more useful. But when I don't achieve these things, I feel meaningless. But time, you never know. Like at the moment, you can't know. Like, it's so nice. And I think this is really the thing. Like, if you're trying to make something meaningful out of it, then you will find it in the end of the day 100%. Even though maybe this meaningful, what you have in your mind, is completely different to the being meaningful in the future, you know. Okay, I'm so in the past, I have to scroll down, otherwise I'm somewhere else. Why don't you wear a hairband? I think it looks good on you with your wavy hair. Thanks so much. I don't know why I don't do it. Universe is giving me mixed signals, damn it. But we have to admit, it would be kind of easy if the universe is saying to you, hey, your meaning is to be the best football player in the world, Yomachi. That would be too easy, and it would be even more sad. Maybe it's actually exactly why the universe is giving you mixed signals, because it would be crazy sad to then not achieve it. Maybe the universe is really like, damn, I don't want to drag them down, you know. Maybe no one else can relate, but for me, because of my religion, I believe that each of us has a purpose and meaning in this life. The first reason we created is to worship. Yeah, I would. For me, it's not the religious part, but I believe that we have a meaning. Otherwise, it's for me, yeah, it would be too sad, to be honest. Searching, trying, failing, and trying again since 2001. I would say, Yasmin, searching, trying, succeeding, and trying again since 2001 for you. 100%, Yasmin. Don't say even though failing is also part of the adventure, you know. I guess that rather than deciding the meaning of life, let's allow life to give meaning itself. Yeah. Wait, generally I don't have this feeling, because if I'm in this world, I don't know, if I'm working, then I can't be meaningless. I'm feeling if I can talk, if I can work, then I can't be meaningless. Zulal, then we have exactly the same opinion on that, you know. I also believe that. Okay. Okay, wait. Last thing from Claudia. Honestly, just living a peaceful life is meaningful to me. Like your dream career, learning languages and mastering violin. Just you and your comfort zone is totally enough and meaningful to me. This is the thing. Being meaningful damn, now you can really hear the German accent. I'm sorry. Honestly, or however I said it. I can only say it's really I think meaningful. Your life is so connected to yourself. It can be everything, you know. It shouldn't be like, hey, I have to be the most influential person in this world. It doesn't have to be what you see on the internet. It really can be something you find out for yourself. And if it's not there yet, then it can be there in the future. And I really believe that there's a meaning why you're here. We have to go for the last question. I'm sorry for that. Otherwise, it will be too long. And the last question is, or the last topic is this special question. I hope it's okay. Finding a purpose is a thing that I'm thinking lately. Like a backup plan to save myself from things I'm not ready for. Future is scary. I think, yeah, but I think, is it not nice that you, oh no, the sad emote there, I'm sorry. Finding a purpose is a thing that I'm thinking lately. I think, yeah, finding your purpose or finding the meaning or however you call it in your life, this is a nice mission actually. This is nice, and if you are not completely sad that you don't find it instantly, I think this can give your life actually a little bit of sad. Already, we are 46 minutes in, and I wanted to ask you guys something. after this talk, you can't leave me alone. Oh no, Ruchi Kumari, I hope, and everybody who's kind of sad or something, please, then I'm sorry that I leave you after this stream, but I'm here at the moment, and we can go for the next 60. Okay, as I said, I left to fulfill my parents' expectation. That's my meaning. Hey, Yamachi, I think we talked about this, or I know this from you, from the other late night talks, and I would love to give you a different view on that. I really tried, but I was also once thinking about this after we talked about it in my bed, and I was like, if you like that, then it's also completely okay. I can't put my opinion on your head, but I think you know my opinion. Okay. We go for the last question. The question is a question to you. The other topics should be just topics, but I made out of the last one also a question. But yeah, I have a question. What would you ask your future self? And now, to be more specific, I would love to see what you're answering. If you can meet your future self in really when the future self is like 50 years old, like really in the future, not like in 5 years, not in 10, I guess we all like 20, 18, I don't know, 25, 30. The person in the next 20, 30 years, what would you ask this person? Are you rich? Now it's like I'm fine by that. At this point I'm being myself, else after I fulfill the expectations. Okay. Question to my future self: what country did you move to? I'm back or just joining. I welcome Pathan. I'm getting a goat. Am I getting a goat? Do you find peace? Literally, all what I want in this life is to find inner peace. Okay, I would ask if I'm happy. Oh, Sarah. Oh, are you the Sarah that was greeted by Miller? Welcome. I don't know, but otherwise, I can really relate to your question. I would ask her, did I do it? Did I achieve what I wanted to? Will you get a job? I would ask, am I happy? What's the question again? What's the current topic? Anna, here you can read it. What would you ask your future self when it's 50 years old? Was that all worth it? Hey Pascal, I just wanted to say your videos are really helpful and productive. Thanks so much. Hey, no, thanks so much for saying this. Maybe, am I still surviving or does it get better? I have more than one question, and future Yasmin will kill me. Oh no, you can only ask one thing. This would be your question. What would be your question? Did you get what you wanted? I would ask her if she did finally heal. Oh, how many times did I change my career? Because what? Do you feel happy, at peace? Can you still play the guitar? Hey, I liked it. That is so special, like so specific. Did you change the special question? No. Or maybe is the old one maybe in the description? Nah, this is the special question that was for today. I probably asked if I still miss the ones that I miss. Was it worth it? What you thought and felt every night? I'd ask you, are you still 5 feet? Are you alive? What next? And I would say what next is actually an interesting question, but then I would spoiler myself. And also I was thinking when I was writing this down, would I really ask, are you happy? Because imagine then I say no, then I would be like, damn, what? And if I guess I will say no. When I'm 50, I guess I'm still hunting my stuff. Or hunting is maybe not the right word. Did you travel a lot? I was thinking a lot. I could ask a very big question, like, are you happy? This was actually my first thought that I had. I asked the person if I'm happy or if it was all worth it. And then I was thinking, either what the person gonna say, is it not gonna drag you down? Like when the person is saying I'm happy, then I'm thinking like, damn, he's happy. Okay, I have to, this could be motivating, but it could be also spoilering, So I would actually also ask something specific, and I would ask a very private thing. I can't say. That was I would be interesting if I still have the husky. I can't say more, That would be my question. So just to answer the question, I would ask something very specific, personal, that is not a big question at all, you know. So yeah, if I have still the husky, that would be my question. So yeah, I would ask about the really dark situation that she went through. Oh damn, I don't know if I would love to hear that, to be honest, you know. So, are you finally convinced that life is worth living, or are you still pushing through? Oh, this would trip me, to be honest. So that's the reason I would go for that small question. Okay. How many of your dreams have you realized? Yeah, I would be also very, very curious to ask this question, but for some reason I would be like, maybe it's better that I don't know. I only if like I get the answer and then I forget it again instantly, you know. Okay, that was it for today. I would ask myself if I feel like I was the terrible person even if it was a bad decision. What do you mean? I would ask myself if I feel like I was the terrible person even if it was a bad decision. Flora, what? And I can only tell, I hope, and I believe you are not a terrible person. I would ask her, do you remember how hard it was, or do you remember the happiness when you achieved my dream? Yeah, I think, oh, Celine Fanora, I think I would ask what her dreams are. Okay, this opened also a new direction in my life, in my thinking. True, you could also ask the person something about their future, if he or she has new dreams. Also a good one. But I stick with my one. Do you still have the husky? Wait, Flora? I was also thinking, is that you, Flora? Flora? Anyways, I hope you guys had a good one. I hope you enjoyed. And I'm sorry how I was sitting. I guess I was slowly doing that. I hope you guys had a good session. A good late night talk. And you enjoyed that. I hope it was also okay that I was reading here the thing from the chat from my phone. If I I hope everything worked out. Only the best as always. Not the sad emotes, damn. I would ask if your favorite color is still orange. Yeah, this is something I was also thinking about, like really specific stuff like this. Okay, what about the special question? That was the special question. Question to your future self. That was the special question. I hope you guys had a good one. Tivaru with the 100. Self-love and relationships. You guys are in a relationship. No chance, lol. Hey, I thought Tivari, you're not in a relationship anymore. Hey, you have to update us. What about lust? I mean, today's generation is full of lust. Hey, Pathan, we unluckily, I couldn't choose it for today, but maybe for the next late night talk, I try to choose it, you know. But thanks so much for everybody who was here. Thanks so much for, you know, writing your opinion as always in the chat. It was actually a very nice late night talk. Also, you saw a new part, and I have the feeling the camera looks like it's falling down. It's not straight. Anyways, ciao, cacao, bisous, and love you.